Hey, it's me. Um, well, your little video in which I guess you didn't. We did that on Skype naked. Silly me. um, we played Would You Rather online because that's what PENternetPALZ do in their free time. But our little game of Would You Rather inspired me to bring some of this to YouTube. Um, so I have a couple questions for you that you will need to respond to in their entirety, and I will put them in the box down there for you to read and answer. The first question, of course, comes from my love of horrible reality TV, and so my question for you is, if you could pick, and this would be fantastic for anybody, but I mean, if you could pick one series of Real Housewives that you could be on, which one would it be and why? And it can't be, your decision can't be based solely on the city in which the series takes place, because without a doubt, everybody would pick Atlanta because everybody knows Atlanta's just, got a lot going for it. So yeah, which series of Real Housewives would you be on and why? Second question is burning. It's all over the blogosphere and everywhere, and frankly, I think it's a non-issue. I think, of course, it's a civil right. It should be. They should have just as much right as anybody else. It's stupid that we have all of this discrimination. This is like 2010. This shouldn't be happening anymore. They're just like everybody else. They should have the right to marry, and it's just ridiculous that we have to deal with all this shit. And of course, I'm talking about the Pygmies. Do you think Pygmies should have the right to marriage? Let me know what you think about that. This is a good one. This is a doozy. I don't even know how I'd respond to this, because neither. I mean, you're kind of in the shit, and I say that purposely because depending on what kind of day it's been, you could literally be in the shit. But whose delicates would you rather launder? Rosie O'Donnell's or Whoopi Goldberg's? See, that's why I say you could be in the shit, because those two ladies, well, let's just say they're no strangers to putting it away. And on sweaty days, or on hot days when they get all sweaty and stuff, like that amount of excrements would surely leave some pretty bad stains. But that's something I'm going to let you ponder and vomit over. But please get back to me on that one. I'm really interested to know. The fourth question is preparing you for when we're on The Amazing Race. And what I would like to know is, let's say it's an Amazing Race first. They're flying us to Ethiopia, probably with like tons of security to keep us away from those pirates. I guess that's Somalia, but Ethiopia could be equally as dangerous. We're in a small town with our native guide, and he's telling us about a ritual that's taking place. It is Ungali's 13th day of life, so he's a newborn. But that, of course, means it's time for circumcision, the ritualistic circumcision. Now, we can either circumcise him or eat the 13-day-old placenta that is lying in the corner of the hut. It's a roadblock. You have to do one of them. You can't bitch out. You have to do one of them. Which do you do? Do you circumcise the baby, which would require skill, and just a quick flick, it'd be over and done with, and then you wouldn't have to worry about it? Or would you eat the placenta that just requires you unhinging and shoving, which I know you know how to do? This one is very important. If the country, the small princedom, I think is what you're supposed to call it, of Liechtenstein, which I visited a few months ago, if that were to disappear off the planet tomorrow, how would your life be different? Probably not too much. If you could be a drag queen, what would your name be and what would you wear? I mean, if you were a drag queen more than you already are. Got it. Okay, yeah, you know what to do. If you were a drag, like a full-fledged drag queen, as in had to tuck your penis and testicles up into your anal cavity, what would your name be and what would you wear? Something great, hopefully, something real, a showstopper, if you will. And finally, paper or plastic.